Hi, this is Joe Markley with a little update from the State Senate. In fact, I practically am literally in the State Senate since we're in session. I just slipped upstairs to make this tape. We had a long night last night that ended with the passage of the job-killing paid sick leave bill. And we have another very anti-business piece of legislation called captive audiences, which dictates how employers can speak to and sit their employees down in the workplace. That's probably going to come up in the next couple of weeks. I feel like with the economic problems we have, the last thing we need to be doing is putting more burdens and giving more discouragement to businesses, which ultimately are what drives prosperity in this state. Another thing I'd say about the progress of the session is that very few of the kind of normal housekeeping bills have gone through the process, and yet here we are with less than 2 weeks to go. What I see is, compared to my previous tour of duty 25 years ago, is more people working harder on more legislation, and all of it arriving in a more disheveled state than it did previously. We had what's called an implementer bill that came before us yesterday, and didn't come before us in the end because the Democrats themselves realized how flawed it was. It's a very scary thing when you realize that this is law that's being made and that it's being done kind of on the fly. And I'm afraid over the next couple of weeks it's only going to get worse. We'll probably be in session most days starting Tuesday of next week until we finish up on June 8th. Any of you that have the chance to come up to Hartford and want to see what the process looks like, we'll be around, and let the staff know. I'd be happy to say hi to you. So that's the report. I'll keep my head down and keep voting no as often as possible, and be back to you next week with another update.